Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we have to talk about what a marvelous Monday gift we got. After the Easter weekend, the Mario movie, Super Mario Galaxy, is just exploding. It's destroying everything. The only thing that's even competing right now is Project Hail Mary, hence Project Hail Mario. And what a glorious day it was indeed. In fact, we're going to jump right into the box office performance. Absolutely obliterating everything else. And here we go. That's right. Now, before we get started, just a real quick reminder, I am trying to get to 50K. I need everybody's help. If you can and you're not subscribed right now, please double check that you are. If not, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, turn on all notifications, and hit the thumbs up button. And then along the way, I'm sure you're going to want to make comments if you've seen the movie, what you thought of the movie, et cetera, and how you think it's doing, despite the fact that the critics just absolutely hated it. Didn't seem to work, though, did it? And that's pointed out here in this story all the way back from April 3rd. That was 3 days ago. Wow. 122 million? Let's see, that would have been what, Friday? Yikes. That's right, Super Mario Galaxy movie box office scores past 122 million globally as audience ignores critics yet again. Yeah, because they're full of garbaggio. And as you look here, we'll read through the story again. Marvin Montanaro at That Park Place saying, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is off to an explosive start, pulling in a massive 122.1 million worldwide in just the first 2 days. Once again, proving that audiences and critics are living in completely different realities. How about this? Completely different universes. We have not seen these critics whining so much since, I don't know, Top Gun. It seems like anything that connects with a broadest possible audience and isn't like, you know, some kind of Oscar bait is 100% poo-pooed by the large critic audience, including the likes of Grace Randolph, who could not have been more wrong on her super whiny take. Anyway, but let's not stop there. Let's look just 1 day ago at an article put together by WDW Pro, again, from That Park Place, which you should be checking out regularly for your news, entertainment news, and, of course, your insights into, I think, even Pokemon. There's a lot of crazy coverage right now. But Mario Galaxy movie and Project Hail Mary combined for nearly $500 million box office week. That's a lot of money. And look, this is one of the moments at the beginning of the film that I think is captured well in this image. Well done, Pro. Pro does a good job with this article. And they've talked about this on panel shows I've been involved in, talking about Project Hail Mario. Now the Super Mario Galaxy movie and Project Hail Mary are combining for nearly $500 million at the box office. That's incredible. 1 week alone. Maybe we should call it a rescue mission to keep cinemas afloat. And he's right. Universal and Nintendo appear to have another monster on their hands, and it's not a rock monster like we got a couple weeks ago. I'm going to tell you right now, Hollywood Reporter is putting this at over $188 million domestically over the first 5 days, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's even higher than that. They think 371 worldwide, and I think probably closer to 380, maybe even higher than that. Other pre-weekend reporting had already suggested a global debut in the $350 million range, so the newer estimate only reinforces the idea that Mario is not just opening big, but opening at a level that immediately places it among the years-defining theatrical events. Well, of course it does. Look, we've been waiting for a while to get another one of these movies, something that just kind of stood alone, and we didn't have to wait like between films to get that to happen again, because Project Hail Mary came out and did phenomenal business and blew everybody's expectations. It's 2/3 of the way to profitability. It's going to break even at 600 million. That's just a couple weeks away, most likely. And then markets it hasn't opened in, well, it's going to do pretty well as well. Not to mention the fact that once it moves over to Amazon, people are going to watch it over there too. maybe even buy it. This is a wild situation for Amazon to be in, and their new MGM Studios project is starting to look real because right around the corner, folks, is the Masters of the Universe movie, which I'm going to tell you looks pretty good on the giant screen formats. But regardless, we'll jump back into the conversation around the Super Mario Galaxy movie because, look, despite it being a mouthful, it just absolutely obliterated competition. Global Box Office even tweeted out that Super Mario Galaxy movie crossed 200 million mark at the global box office on Friday, even higher than we had already estimated. This Sunday, with only 5 days of release, it becomes the biggest film of the year. And you know what? It makes other things look sad, like Hoppers. This is a staggering result for Hollywood all by itself, but the more interesting part of the story may be what is happening right behind it. Ryan Gosling's Project Hail Mary had already posted an excellent $54.5 million second weekend and crossed $300 million globally after just 2 weeks, is showing the kind of staying power that studios dream about. And boy, is it. I mean, it didn't fall off very much. It had 10.37 million for April 3rd. That's a pretty big Friday. Saturday was equally good. I mean, with a 40% drop from 54.5 million, this thing is hanging around. In fact, it's not just hanging around, it is succeeding. There's a lot of films that usually drop off farther than 50%. Anything that Disney releases seems to have a 60% or more fall off. And that's not what's happening here. This is all really good numbers. And look, the numbers for the international are with Project Hail Mary are basically one to one when it comes to the box office performance. In fact, it says that here in the article. The film's likely to pull 60 million for the weekend. That's incredible. Consider that. Consider that you couldn't even see Hoppers doing very well, which we're going to take a look at in a moment. And despite being out for so much of a stretch, this is ridiculous. Hoppers, look, its domestic box office is 150 million. This got obliterated by Super Mario Galaxy movie in just one weekend. The whole entire domestic haul destroyed. Maybe even the entire performance with worldwide box office may be darn close to being replaced in a 5-day weekend. This is a failure of a cartoon. It is not going to be successful. It had a production budget of $150 million, $100 million in marketing. This thing is in trouble. Disney released another stinker, and the shills out there have been trying to prop it up. But let's take a look at the numbers specifically for Super Mario Galaxy, which I think, as you can tell here, is doing pretty well. 190 million so far. Again, these numbers won't be updated probably until Monday afternoon with the accurate weekend poll. But the international numbers are coming in about the same. How is this happening? 182.4 million. Worldwide box office 372. I still think that's going to exceed 380 by the time the new numbers come in. We'll be talking about that tomorrow morning on Midnight's Edge in the morning. I will be there for the box office, and then I'm going to be over, I believe, at that Park Place, hanging out with Pro and others. I think it's going to be great. But look, this film, this Super Mario Galaxy movie, costing just $10 million more than the 2023 original Super Mario film, at $110 million in budget, is kicking the pants off of everything that's come before, and it's not even close. In fact, if I were a studio right now, I would be phenomenally embarrassed. And you know what? I think they probably are. I think we're learning more about Hollywood than they really want us to. I think they're starting to see that if they don't appeal to the broadest possible audience, if they don't appeal to families in a real, meaningful way, unlike what they did with Hoppers, I think they're in danger of people just never going to look at their product ever again. I think Disney's already experiencing that to some degree, but look, Universal understands something different. And it looks like maybe even Amazon does as well. You're starting to see these films be put together in a loving way, in a crafted way. and with Project Hail Mary in a physical way rather than all computer generated. And when it comes to computer generation, I'm going to tell you right now, Universal understands that kind of animation, which is why Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario the movie, it's why basically anything coming out of Illumination makes a lot of sense and does very well. There's a built-in audience for this stuff, as goofy as it is, and while it's not, let's say the Super Mario Galaxy movie is not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, it is an 8 of 10 for families. It is a go-see movie. Maybe go see it more than once. Maybe go see it more than twice. But it's good enough to get people in the door buying popcorn buckets, buying keychains, buying shirts. I mean, the amount of merchandise opportunities here and at the theme parks, you can't even possibly imagine. And all I can do is say, I'm here for it. In fact, I'm done talking for the rest of the video. It's your turn now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. First of all, as I said before at the beginning of the video, did you see the movie? If you did, what did you think? Do you think that you're likely to go to more of these kinds of movies than anything else right now? Do you think the story with the massive box office like opening globally is the top story of this situation, or is it more the defeat of the whiny critics that nobody pays attention to anymore? Do you think maybe the shills are doing all of these projects a disservice? And are there truly any influencers anymore that are authentic or just another member of the public? I'm starting to think most of these people are bought off, and I'm really disappointed by it. But anyway, those are, once again, my thoughts, but let me know yours. Again, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, we'll see ya. Oh, check out that garden place. Hopefully I'll see it, Super Mario Galaxy movie, one more time.